Welcome to a journey through the mystical realm of Draenor, where a captivating transformation unfolded. Today, we delve into the mesmerizing tale of the metamorphosis from Zangar Sea to Zangarmarsh. Prepare to be spellbound as we uncover the secrets hidden within the depths of Zangar Sea and witness the birth of a remarkable land shaped by the whims of nature itself. Join us now as we embark on an adventure filled with wonder, beauty, and the relentless growth that gave rise to Zangarmarsh. We first journeyed to the Zangar Sea located in Draenor, born from the decaying body of the mighty spore mound Zang. Held within it the seeds of a captivating change, along its shores early marshes began to emerge, hinting at the wonders that were yet to come. But it was not just Zangar Sea that experienced this enchanting metamorphosis. Across Draenor, mushroom forests sprouted, each with its own unique charm. The Umbrafen in Shadowmoon Valley and Zangara in Talador, later known as Terrokar Forest in Outland, were among these mesmerizing landscapes. Yet it was the Zangar encroachment with its mysterious and seemingly sentient nature that truly captured the imagination. It sought to conquer the land, releasing countless spores and slowly expanding its reach over time. And so, Zangarmarsh was born, a testament to the relentless growth and ever-changing beauty of the natural world. But where did this transformation originate? It all began in Zangara, a forest teeming with life and the very source of the bloom that would become Zangarmarsh. As the encroachment spread, it carried with it the essence of Zangara, infusing the marshes with its vibrant energy. Now in the aftermath of the devastating Orcish genocide, a place of refuge emerged for Velen and his surviving followers. Hidden away from the world, they sought solace in the marshes of Zangarmarsh. Nestled between the Zangar shore and Zangara, these marshes provided a sanctuary for the weary souls. But they were not alone in their hiding. Akama, a brave leader, also sought shelter in the marshes after the fall of Shatra. It was here that he gathered his loyal followers, finding solace amidst the mysterious beauty of the marshes. However, their time in Zangarmarsh was not to last. As the tides of fate shifted, Akama and his people ventured eastward towards the treacherous lands of Hellfire Peninsula. There, they built the Draenei village, a testament to their resilience and determination. But even in the depths of the marshes, other individuals sought refuge. Among them was Lena, a young Draenei child, and Jaruk Bloodfire, a Shadowmoon orc. Bound by circumstance, they found themselves intertwined in this enigmatic tapestry of Zangarmarsh. The history of Zangarmarsh intertwines with other regions of Outland, continuing the epic saga of Illidan's Stormrage. In the midst of his conquest, Illidan and his allies, Kael'thas Sunstrider and Lady Vash, seized control of the Black Temple from the fearsome Magtheridon. As part of their triumph, Illidan closed down numerous dimensional gateways that Magtheridon had used to summon demons from the Twisting Nether. It is revealed that one of these gateways was hidden within the depths of Zangarmarsh, adding another layer of intrigue to this mystical land. Illidan, seeking refuge from the wrath of Kil'jaeden after failing to destroy the Frozen Throne and the Lich King, initially planned to hide within the Black Temple. However, Kil'jaeden easily discovered his whereabouts and offered him a second chance to fulfill his mission. Alas, Illidan failed once more, and Kael'thas and Lady Vash were forced to rescue their fallen comrade, carrying his battered body back to Outland. While Kael'thas eventually turned his back on Illidan to join Kil'jaeden, Lady Vash remained loyal. Together with her Naga forces, they settled in Zangarmarsh, where they began draining its waters, collecting them in the Coilfang Reservoir. The true purpose of this endeavor remains somewhat unclear, with theories ranging from controlling Outland's water supply to creating a new Well of Eternity. Massive pumping machines were constructed across the major lakes of Zangarmarsh, including Marshlight Lake, Serpent Lake, Umbrafen Village, the Lagoon, and the now desolate Deadmire. However, Zangarmarsh faced additional threats from the Angorosh tribe, a group of ogres led by the fearsome overlord Gorefist. These marauders, originating from the northern Blade's Edge Mountains, inexplicably began cutting down the giant mushrooms that dotted the marsh. Their destructive actions disrupted the delicate balance of the ecosystem, as the fungal giants were forced to seek nourishment from the young sporelings in Spawning Glen, much to the dismay of the peaceful Sporgar. With Illidan's Naga draining the waters and the Angorosh tribe ravaging the mushrooms, the very existence of Zangarmarsh hung in the balance. The Cenarian Expedition, a group of nature protectors, realized the urgency of the situation and embarked on a mission to save the marsh from destruction. As if these perils were not enough, the Twilight's Hammer, a notorious cult, also made their presence known in Zangarmarsh. Unlike their counterpart who worshipped Ragnaros and Deathwing, this particular faction revered Neptulon, the elemental lord of water. During the Midsummer Fire Festival, they attempted to summon the Frost Lord Ahun into the depths of the Coilfang Reservoir, with the intention of creating an elemental war that would shake the very foundations of Azeroth. However, brave adventurers thwarted their plans, ensuring the safety of the world. Interestingly, Zangarmarsh remained relatively untouched by the corruption of the Burning Legion, making it a rare sanctuary in Outland. However, the marsh was home to the Lost Ones, Draenei who had succumbed to the demonic magic. The Daggerfen, Feralfen, and Umbrafen tribes were heavily influenced by this corruption, the Feralfen even worshipping the Arakoa. Among the few demons that resided in Zangarmarsh was Zeleth, a beholder who was once revered as a god by the primitive swamp creatures. When Draenor shattered, Zeleth retreated into a deep slumber beneath Marshlight Lake, near the dimensional gate of Zangarmarsh. Both the Horde and Alliance recognized the significance of Zangarmarsh and established outposts within its borders. The Horde's Swamp Rat Post and Zabra were constructed by the Darkspear tribe, while the Alliance's Telrador stood atop one of the towering mushrooms, a testament to the Draenei's ingenuity. The ancient ruins of Orobor Harborage, ruled by the Kurenai, also served as the Alliance outpost. As the delicate balance of Zangarmarsh teetered on the edge of destruction, the fate of this mystical land rested in the hands of the brave adventurers and the Cenarian expedition. Will they be able to save Zangarmarsh from its impending doom? Only time will tell in this enthralling tale of heroism and danger. Now, I couldn't find much specific lore on the dungeons from the wiki, but I found some stuff, so let's get into it. In the mysterious depths of Zangarmarsh, a sinister plot unfolded. Hidden beneath the murky waters, Lady Vash's Naga carried out their nefarious plans. Within the treacherous underbog, they harvested the exotic flora and fauna, while the enslaved broken toiled away in the oppressive slave pens. And deeper than the heart of the marsh, the Naga constructed arcane machinery in the steam vault. All in the service of Illidan the Betrayer's dark ambitions. Unchecked, their insidious actions would lead to the draining of Zangarmarsh's precious waters, leaving behind a desolate and barren wasteland under their control. The Naga, with their cunning and arcane knowledge, had constructed a complex network of machinery in the steam vault. This intricate system served a sinister purpose, to aid in the fulfillment of Illidan the Betrayer's catastrophic goal. If left unopposed, the Naga would drain the very waters of Zangarmarsh, leaving behind a desolate and dry wasteland under their dominion. But the fate of Zangarmarsh hung in the balance, as brave heroes and adventurers stood against the Naga's nefarious plans, and only time would tell if the forces of good could prevail against the darkness that threatened to consume it. In the depths of Zangarmarsh, a hidden marvel awaited discovery. This colossal cavern housed the intricate machinery that fueled the Naga's ambitious plan to drain the marsh's waters. It was here that the true power behind Lady Vash's operation resided, making the steam vaults a vital target for any brave adventurer seeking to thwart her nefarious scheme. Within its vast chambers, the pulsating energy of the machinery hummed with purpose, driving the relentless extraction of the marsh's life-giving essence. To put an end to Lady Vash's destructive ambitions, heroes would have to navigate the treacherous depths of the steam vaults and confront the very heart of her operation. The fate of Zangarmarsh hung in the balance, and only the most courageous souls could hope to save it from impending doom. Lord Illidan Stormrage, a powerful and enigmatic figure, understood the significance of water in this desolate land. He knew that whoever controlled the water would hold immense power over Outland. With this knowledge, he called upon Lady Vash, a formidable leader of the Naga, to aid him in his quest. Lady Vash, fiercely loyal to Illidan, gathered her Naga forces and embarked on a mission to drain the waters of Zangarmarsh. This vast marshland held the key to their plans, and Vash took charge of the operations from her stronghold in Serpent Shrine Cavern. Here, surrounded by the soothing embrace of the reservoir's water, she meticulously oversaw the draining process. But Lady Vash's motives remained shrouded in mystery. While her allegiance to Illidan was unquestionable, some wondered if her loyalties extended beyond him. As she watched over her minions and orchestrated the draining of Zangarmarsh, whispers of doubt lingered in the air. Only time would reveal the true depths of her loyalty and the ultimate fate of Outland's precious waters. And so, dear friends, we come to the end of our journey through the mysterious and treacherous lands of Zangarmarsh. I was surprised I couldn't find much more lore-specific things going on in the dungeons and such, but I find it interesting to even know a touch more personally, so it's still cool to know. In the mystical realm of Draenor, a lush and vibrant jungle known as Tanaan thrived, teeming with exotic creatures and ancient secrets. But little did the denizens of this enchanted land know, a cataclysmic change is about to unfold. Brace yourselves, dear viewers, as we delve into the captivating tale of how Tanaan Jungle transformed into the treacherous Hellfire Peninsula. Before the Burning Legion came to Draenor, Tanaan Jungle was a lush and vibrant region teeming with diverse flora and fauna. It was known for its dense forests, towering trees, and winding rivers. The jungle was home to various orc clans including the Bleeding Hollow, Shadowmoon, and Warsong clans. One important event that took place in Tanaan was the rise of the Iron Horde under the leadership of Grommash Hellscream. The Iron Horde sought to conquer Draenor and establish a new orcish empire. Tanaan Jungle served as a crucial staging ground for their military operations. Additionally, the Dark Portal, a massive gateway between Draenor and Azeroth, was located in Tanaan Jungle. The Dark Portal played a significant role in the events that led to the corruption of the orcs and the invasion of Azeroth by the Burning Legion. Overall, Tanaan Jungle is a vibrant and significant region in Draenor with its lush landscapes, important orcish clans, and key landmarks shaping the history of the world. To know about the Burning Legion, I think you should know a little about the Draenei and why the Burning Legion wants them dead so badly. The Eridar are a powerful and ancient race of beings from the planet Argus. They were originally a highly intelligent and magically gifted species, known for their mastery of arcane and fell magic. The Eridar were divided into three main factions: the Draenei, who were the peaceful and noble ones, the Minari, who were the corrupt and power-hungry ones, and the Anilian, who were the brutish and warlike ones. The Burning Legion, led by Kil'jaeden and Archimonde, was formed by the Minari Eridar, who were corrupted by the dark powers of the Fell. They sought to conquer the universe and spread chaos and destruction wherever they went. The Draenei are a specific faction of the Eridar who fled their homeworld of Argus to escape the corruption of the Burning Legion. The Legion, led by Kil'jaeden, seeks to eradicate the Draenei because they are one of the few races that have successfully resisted their influence and have the potential to unite other races against them. The Legion sees the Draenei as a threat in their plans of universal domination and seeks to eliminate them to ensure their own power and control. For millennia, Kil'jaeden and the Burning Legion searched for the Draenei, but they always managed to escape. However, Kil'jaeden's servant, Talgath, discovered a world called Draenor that showed signs of the Draenei's magic. This world became a refuge for the exiled Draenei and also housed a race of shamanistic beings called orcs. Kil'jaeden saw an opportunity to use the orcs as his agents and corrupted them to turn against the Draenei. The Legion's ultimate goal is to destroy the Draenei and any other races that oppose them, ensuring their own dominance and control over the universe. Intrigued by the orcs' potential, Kil'jaeden saw an opportunity to use them as his agents. Among the orcs, Gul'dan stood out as a candidate with immense potential. Born crippled and despised by his clan, Gul'dan harbored a deep hatred for his people. When he was on the verge of being beaten to death, an elderly shaman advised him to seek out the Throne of the Elements, where he might find his destiny. Rejected by the elemental spirits, Gul'dan was approached by Kil'jaeden, who promised him power and godhood in exchange for his help in corrupting the orcs and turning them against the Draenei. Gul'dan eagerly accepted, and Kil'jaeden taught him the ways of fell magic, a destructive force that would physically change the orcs. To hide Gul'dan's newfound abilities, Kil'jaeden instructed him to use fell magic sparingly and to mask his powers. Gul'dan quickly mastered the volatile power and became a formidable warlock. However, Kil'jaeden knew that Gul'dan alone couldn't unite the orc clans into an army. He ordered Gul'dan to ally with Ner'zhul, the ruler of the Shadowmoon clan, who would inspire and lead the orcs. Under Kil'jaeden's manipulation, the orc shamans, including Ner'zhul, were convinced that the Draenei were plotting against them. The clans launched successful attacks against the Draenei, believing it to be their ancestors' will. When Ner'zhul discovered the truth and tried to undo his actions, Kil'jaeden stripped him of his power, and Gul'dan taught his warlock magics to other orcs, forming the Shadow Council to secretly rule over them. To further corrupt the orcs, Manaroth's blood was given to them, driving them into a bloodlust. Kil'jaeden ordered Gul'dan to lead the orcs into a final battle against the Draenei at Shattrath City, resulting in a brutal massacre. Kil'jaeden and his master Sargeras were pleased with the Horde's destruction of the Draenei, as it weakened Azeroth. Sargeras then cut off communication with the orcs, forcing them to seek survival on another world. The orcs, under the influence of the Burning Legion, used the Draenei as sacrifices to power the Dark Portal, a gateway between Draenor and Azeroth. This dark ritual caused the deaths of many Draenei, and their bones are scattered throughout Hellfire Peninsula as a grim reminder of the atrocities committed by the orcs and the Burning Legion. The transformation of Tanaan Jungle into Hellfire Peninsula was a result of the actions of the Burning Legion and the orcs. When the orcs were corrupted by the fell magic and turned against the Draenei, they became the Iron Horde and launched a devastating assault on the Draenei's capital city of Shattrath. The battle resulted in a brutal massacre and the destruction of the city. During the battle, the orcs used powerful fell magic and demonic rituals to summon and channel the destructive energies of the Burning Legion. This unleashed immense chaos and destruction upon Tanaan Jungle, warping the landscape and corrupting it with fell energy. The once lush and vibrant jungle was transformed into a desolate wasteland, with fiery pits, scorched earth, and twisted demonic structures. The fell magic and demonic energies infused the land, causing it to become a place of constant turmoil and suffering. The very essence of the land was corrupted, turning it into a nightmarish landscape known as Hellfire Peninsula. The skies turned dark and fiery, and the air became thick with the stench of sulfur and brimstone. The transformation of Tanaan Jungle into Hellfire Peninsula was a physical manifestation of the destructive power of the Burning Legion and the corruption of the orcs. It serves as a reminder of the devastation caused by their actions and the ongoing threat they pose to the world of Azeroth. In Hellfire Peninsula, there are several key landmarks and structures that hold great importance to the lore within the world of Azeroth and Draenor. First off is the Dark Portal. The Dark Portal is a massive gateway that connects the Shadow World of Draenor to the realm of Azeroth. It was originally created by the orcs under the influence of the Burning Legion, using the sacrifices of the Draenei to power it. The Dark Portal serves as a symbol of the Orcs' corruption and their connection to the Burning Legion. Hellfire Citadel is a massive fortress located in the heart of Hellfire Peninsula. It was once the seat of power for the Orc warlock Gul'dan and his Shadow Council. The Citadel is a place of immense evil and serves as a stronghold for the Burning Legion. Filled with demonic forces and powerful warlocks, it is a formidable and dangerous place. Within Hellfire Citadel, there are 3 dungeons and 1 raid that play a significant role in the lore of Hellfire Peninsula. The first dungeon is the Rampart, which serves as the entrance to the Citadel. It was once a Draenei fortress but was taken over by the Burning Legion. Players venture into the ramparts to confront the fell orcs and demons that have taken control of the area. The second dungeon is the Blood Furnace, a massive forge where the Burning Legion creates their fell orcs. Players delve into the Blood Furnace to disrupt the Legion's operations and put an end to their creation of fell orcs. The dungeon is filled with powerful demons and fell orcs, making it a challenge and dangerous place to explore. The final dungeon is the Shattered Halls, which is the heart of the Citadel and serves as a base of operations for the fell orcs. The dungeon is heavily guarded and the players must navigate through traps and powerful enemies to reach the final boss, War Chief Kargath Bladefist. Defeating him is a crucial step in dismantling the Burning Legion's hold on Hellfire Peninsula. Lastly, there is the raid called Magtheridon's Lair, named after Magtheridon, a pit lord, who was once the ruler of Outland. The dungeon tells the story of how Illidan Stormrage, a powerful night elf, imprisoned Magtheridon and took control of his forces. Players must defeat Magtheridon and his minions to free Outland from his grasp. Next up is the Throne of Kil'jaeden. The Throne of Kil'jaeden is a massive demonic structure located atop a mountain in Hellfire Peninsula. It is a place of great significance to the Burning Legion, as it is where Kil'jaeden, one of the Legion's most powerful leaders, resides. The throne serves as a focal point for the Legion's power and influence in the region. Last but not least, we have the Pools of Agonar. It is a large crater filled with fell lava and surrounded by demonic structures. The Pools of Agonar are believed to be the result of a powerful demonic ritual performed by the Burning Legion and the corrupted orcs. According to the lore, the Pools of Agonar were created when the fell orcs, under the influence of the Burning Legion, used powerful fell magic to summon and channel the destructive energies of the Legion. This unleashed immense chaos and destruction, resulting in the formation of the crater and fell lava that now fills it. The Pools of Agonar serves as a constant reminder of the destructive power of the Burning Legion and the corruption of the fell orcs. The fell lava and demonic structures surrounding the crater are a testament to the ongoing threat posed by the Legion and the consequences of their actions. These landmarks and structures play a crucial role in the lore of Outland and Draenor, representing the power and influence of the Burning Legion and the devastation caused by their actions. They serve as reminders of the ongoing threat posed by the Legion and the need for heroes to rise up and protect the world from their destructive forces. And there you have it, folks, the incredible transformation of Tanaan Jungle into the infamous Hellfire Peninsula. From a lush and vibrant jungle teeming with life to a desolate and fiery wasteland, the change is nothing short of astonishing. The once peaceful and serene landscape now echoes with the sounds of war and destruction. It serves as a constant reminder of the dark forces that have plagued Draenor. But amidst the chaos and devastation, there is still hope. Heroes rise to the challenge, fighting against the darkness and striving to restore peace to this shattered land. Welcome, adventurers, to a journey through the ages, where the realms of beauty and darkness collide. Today, we embark on a quest to uncover the mesmerizing transformation of Talador, a land once adorned with majestic Olumba trees, into the haunting Terrokar Forest. Prepare to be captivated as we delve into the depths of this epic tale where lost kingdoms and shattered dreams intertwine. In the heart of Talador stood Auchindoun, a sacred mausoleum where the Draenei souls prepared for their journey into the afterlife. It was a sanctuary, a place of reverence and tranquility, and the final resting place for many of their revered brethren. And at the crossroads of this wondrous land lay the bustling city of Turim, a hub for travelers venturing from Shatroth to Karabor. But darkness loomed on the horizon, the rampaging orcish horde, tainted by the vile blood of Manaroth, swept across Draenor, and Talador became the Draenei's last bastion against the onslaught. They fought valiantly, repelling the horde's initial advances. But the tides turned when the orcs unleashed their demonic fury, corrupting the land with fell magic. The once vibrant trees of Talador withered into a pale, haunting green, casting an eerie pall over the once majestic woodland. The siege of Shatroth, a cataclysmic event, left the city in ruins, and the scattered Draenei were presumed extinct by the orcs and their masters, the Burning Legion. In the wake of the orcish horde's departure for Azeroth, the Iroquois outcasts seized control of all of Talador, renaming the region Terrokar in honor of their fallen king. But tragedy struck once again. The orcs, now occupying Auchindoun, performed a ritual that unleashed devastation upon the sacred site and its surroundings. the once hallowed grounds transformed into the desolate bone wastes, a haunting reminder of the ruinous forces that had ravaged this once glorious land. It all began shortly after the crash of the Genedar, when Exarch Othar took charge and founded the Shatari Order. Their mission? To study the remains of the deceased Naru Dor. As the Draenei diligently worked, a remarkable discovery was made by Shatari Maladar. It turned out the Dor's remains were attracting the souls of the fallen Draenei from the crash. Even more astonishing, these souls could communicate with their living brethren once they arrived at the Naru. Recognizing the significance of this revelation, Velen, the wise leader of the Draenei, ordered Maladar and the other Shatari to relocate Dor to a secluded place. And so, they found the perfect spot on the outskirts of Terrokar Forest, far away from the bustling civilizations of Draenor. There, they constructed an immense mausoleum to house the Naru, and soon enough, the spirits of the Draenei followed suit. This sacred resting place became known as the Crypt of Remembrance, the very first tomb that would eventually give birth to the entirety of Auchindoun. Maladar, for his invaluable contributions, was honored as the 5th member of the Council of Exarchs and entrusted with the creation of the Akani Order. Their purpose? To communicate with and safeguard the souls of the departed Draenei. But the story doesn't end there. After the devastating fall of Shatroth City, many brave Vindicators, priests, and Rangari sought refuge within the protective walls of Auchindoun. Led by Exarch Maladar, they organized the military defenses and valiantly defended their sanctuary against the relentless onslaught of Terrangor and the Shadow Council. In this desperate struggle, the departed spirits of Auchindoun lent their ethereal aid, striking down numerous agents of the Shadow Council. However, Terrangor, driven by his insidious ambitions, sought out the warlocks who possessed immense power. Together, they attempted to summon a formidable demon into Draenor, but fate had other plans. Instead of the intended demon, a mysterious and otherworldly elemental creature known as Murmur was pulled from the distant corner of the universe. The sheer force of its arrival caused a cataclysmic shockwave, tearing the very earth asunder. Tragically, many Draenei lost their lives, and Auchindoun itself was torn apart, unleashing devastating waves of destructive energy and leveled the surrounding forest. Yet amidst the chaos, Maladar and a small group of resilient Draenei managed to shield themselves from the cataclysmic blast. Though they survived, their numbers were greatly diminished, leaving them vulnerable to the overwhelming might of the Shadow Council. Terrangor and his warlocks seized the opportunity, subduing the Draenei and binding them in chains. To make matters worse, Murmur was also contained deep within the shattered remains of Auchindoun. Now when players encounter Auchindoun in Burning Crusade, it is now in turmoil as different factions vie for power in this magical spot. Ethereal suck the arcane energy from the Mana Tombs, the Burning Legion harvests souls inside the Akani Crypts, Arakoa's zealots work dark magic in the Sethic Halls, and the Shadow Council plots its domination of Outland from within the Shadow Labyrinth. Imprisoned within the depths of the Shadow Labyrinth by the Shadow Council is Murmur, a powerful elemental similar to Ragnaros and Thunderan, and the being who brought about the devastation of Auchindoun. He is the primordial essence of sound and constantly seeks to break free of his jailers and wreak havoc upon Outland. The Shadow Council has devoted much of their forces to controlling Murmur and harnessing his power for the Burning Legion. Prepare yourselves, brave adventurers, for the shadows of Auchindoun hold both danger and opportunity. Enter its forsaken chambers, but tread with caution, for the echoes of suffering and the spirits of the past are woven into its very essence. Unravel the enigmas that lie within and uncover the truths hidden in the heart of this besieged city. In the mystical realm of the Mana Tombs, a land inhabited by a majority of ethereal beings who stand united against the powerful Consortium, a tale of intrigue and forbidden entry unfolds. The ethereal members of the Consortium find themselves barred from entering the Mana Tombs, thanks to the formidable anti-ethereal wards meticulously crafted by the enigmatic Nexus Prince Schaffer. Despite their relentless efforts to breach the gates, the ethereal Consortium has met with little success, often resulting in the unfortunate and inexplicable combustion of their brave testers, who dared to venture through the gate. The Consortium claims that the ethereal inhabitants of the Mana Tombs are cunning thieves, pilfering their treasures with impunity. If one desires to engage in business with the Consortium, they must prove their loyalty by aiding in the elimination of this ethereal competition. The Akani Crypts. Deep within the forsaken depths of Auchindoun, the cult unleashed a cataclysmic event, releasing a malevolent force of unimaginable power from its arcane captivity. The very fabric of the city was torn asunder, reduced to a haunting landscape of bones and decay. It is a place that beckons to intrepid adventurers, and they must heed the solemn warning of the Akani, the original guardians of Auchindoun. Those who do not show reverence to the departed risk entombment alongside them. Within these haunted halls, unspeakable experiments were conducted, driven by a relentless pursuit of knowledge in the forbidden realm of necromancy. Countless spirits were subjected to unimaginable torment or obliterated, their ethereal essence forever scarred within Auchindoun's cursed confines. Before the arrival of Maladar, a revered exarch, another leader once guided the crypts. The crypts hold secrets and mysteries waiting to be unraveled, whispering tales of forgotten heroes and lost legacies. Venturing into the Sethek Halls, a harrowing wing of the Auchindoun instance, one encounters renegade Erakoa, led by the deranged Talon King Ikis. The sinister figure holds not only the fate of the Sethek Halls, but also possesses the elusive Shadow Labyrinth Key, a crucial artifact granting access to even greater secrets. Having broken away from Skedus under the guidance of Ikis and Darkweaver Sith, the Sethek believed themselves to be the true servants of the mysterious master who holds sway over all Erakoa. The cataclysmic destruction of Auchindoun served as a twisted omen, compelling Ikis and his followers to seek their master's return amidst the ruins of this once sacred temple. Deep within the depths of Auchindoun, the nefarious cult unleashed a cataclysmic force, shattering the decaying city into fragments of bone and ruin. Its malevolent power is born from the very essence of arcane captivity, a force that defied mortal comprehension. Now, the remnants of Auchindoun stand as a haunting testament to the consequences of tampering with forces beyond mortal reckoning. Dare you venture into this forsaken realm? A word of caution echoes through the ages, carried on the ethereal whispers of the original guardians, the Akani. Heed their warning, for those who fail to respect the sanctity of the dead may find themselves forever entwined within their tomb-like embrace. As you tread upon the bone-littered remnants of Auchindoun, let your senses be filled with both trepidation and awe. The air is heavy with the weight of forgotten histories and ancient secrets, waiting to be unraveled by intrepid adventurers such as yourself. Amidst the desolate echoes, you may catch glimpses of the shadows that once held sway, casting a pall over the now abandoned corridors. Prepare to step into the unknown, where the line between life and death grows thin. Explore the mysteries that lie within these broken walls, where peril and revelation intertwine. Will you emerge unscathed, or will the secrets of Auchindoun claim you as their own? Embrace the thrill of discovery, for within the fallen remains of Auchindoun, a tale of ancient power and tragic descent awaits. Journey forth, brave souls, and let the legacy of this forsaken city weave its spell around you. So before we end off the video, I just wanted to do a clarification or a correction for something that I may or may not have misunderstood when looking at the wiki and figuring out all this. In the history that I remember, the Draenei arrived on Draenor when it was still before it became Outland. So when it mentions that Velen asked them to find a perfect spot on the outskirts of Terrokar Forest, I feel it should say Talador. However, when I've looked at the wiki again and I've tried to figure it out, it still says Terrokar, and I don't really know. So part of me says that it really means Talador, because from what I've understood from reading the lore and looking at other videos and stuff like that, the Draenei were there and all that happened before the orcs had the blood curse and before everything went down and it got changed to Terrokar. I could be wrong. If I am, let me know in the comments if that's actually correct, that it happened like that, or if maybe I just missed something. Welcome to Nagrand, a mystical realm filled with ancient history and untold wonders. Our journey begins at Ashagun, a towering crystal formation that holds great power and draws pilgrims and seekers of knowledge from all corners of the world. As we continue our exploration, we come across Garadar, a village that showcases the resilience of the Mag'har orcs. Led by Garrosh Hellscream and guided by Great Mother Gaia, the Mag'har proudly preserve their uncorrupted heritage in the face of adversity. Our final destination is Twilight Ridge, once a majestic palace city known as Hymal. However, it is now home to the Death Shadow cultists, led by the Eridar Rethedrin the Subduer. Their sinister plans to open a dimensional gateway and unleash the Burning Legion must be stopped. Join me as we delve into the depths of Nagrand, uncover its secrets, and shape our own destiny in this land of beauty and turmoil. In Nagrand, where the very air was infused with ancient power, a tale of honor, conflict, and dark magic unfolded. This sacred land, revered by the noble orcs, served as a gathering place for their clans, where the vibrant Kosh-Harg celebrations took place twice a year. At the foot of the majestic Ashagun mountain, the clans would unite, offering gratitude to the spirits that watched over them. Among the clans that called Nagrand home, the fierce Warsong clan stood out. These warriors, mounted on their loyal wolves, embodied the spirit of battle, their language echoing the clash of axes and the fury of combat, sharing the region were the Burning Blade clan, their presence a constant reminder of the orcs' mortal enemies, the ogres of the mighty Gorian Empire. Heimal, the Empire's grand city, loomed in the western reaches of Nagrand, casting a shadow over the land. It was during the tumultuous war against the Draenei that the fate of Nagrand took a dramatic turn. Prophet Velen, accompanied by a group of priests, sought refuge within Ashugun, the mystical vessel that had brought them to Draenor. However, their sanctuary was short-lived, as Durotan, leader of the Frostwolf clan, and his warriors captured them. In a surprising act of mercy, Durotan released the Draenei, believing that their willingness to be taken captive stripped them of honor. Little did they know that this encounter would shape the destiny of Nagrand. As the elements turned their backs on the Orcish people, leaving them bereft of their ancient connection, a dark presence crept into the heart of Nagrand. It was in the very shadow of Ashugun that Gul'dan, a sinister warlock, introduced the orcs to the corrupting powers of fell magic. The once lush and fertile land began to wither under the influence of this malevolent force. Droughts plagued the region, transforming fertile soil into lifeless dust. Incapable of nurturing grasses or crops, the area itself carried a pungent scent, reminiscent of something burning, a haunting reminder of the darkness that had taken hold. And so the tale of Nagrand unfolded. A land once teeming with life and harmony, now caught in the grip of conflict and corruption. The orcs, torn between their ancestral traditions and the allure of forbidden power, stood at a crossroads, their choices echoing through the very fabric of this enchanting land. In the wake of the Horde's conquest of Draenor, a dire threat loomed over the orcs. Starvation gripped the land, forcing the desperate orcs to hunt the native creatures to near extinction. The once loyal wolf mounts of the Warsong Raiders became a source of sustenance, as the orcs turned on their former companions. The famine not only ravaged their bodies, but also their minds, driving many orcs to madness. In the chaos, violent clashes erupted between the clans, leaving a trail of death and destruction in their wake. Among the clans, the Warsongs were those who succumbed entirely to the depths of insanity. Over time, the Bone Chewer orcs moved to Nagrand. This region, unlike many others in Draenor, still retained its vibrant greenery, a testament to the Bone Chewer's fierce battle spirit that kept them away from the corrupting influence of warlocks. While Nagrand did suffer some dryness, it managed to escape the worst of the corruption that had befallen other parts of the world. It became a sanctuary, a haven of purity amidst the chaos. The locals even gave it a name that reflected its unspoiled nature, Maghar, meaning uncorrupted. Nagrand stood as a rare testament to the world's former beauty, a reminder of what once was. In the epic saga of Warcraft III: The Frozen Throne, an alliance of Illidan Stormrage, Kael'thas Sunstrider, and Lady Vash embarked on a daring mission to conquer the Black Temple, a stronghold held by the fearsome Magtheridon. Their strategy involved disabling a series of interdimensional gateways that Magtheridon used to summon demons from the treacherous Twisting Nether. This plan proved successful, and the Black Temple fell into the hands of the group. As the story unfolds, a stunning revelation emerges. It is unveiled that one of these formidable gateways was concealed within Nagrand. This mystical land with its ethereal beauty and enigmatic aura became the unexpected hiding place for this gateway of immense power. In the present day, Nagrand has become a refuge for the Maghar, a noble faction of orcs who resisted the corrupting influence of Manaroth's blood, and severed ties with the other tainted clans. Here, they have established a new home, a sanctuary where they can live free from the taint of demonic corruption. Alongside them, the Kurenai, a group of broken Draenei who seek to discover their true purpose, have also found solace in the serene landscapes of Nagrand. Thus, Nagrand stands as a testament to the resilience and determination of those who have chosen a path of honor and redemption. It is a realm where the echoes of past battles and the whispers of destiny intertwine, creating a tapestry of captivating tales that continue to unfold in this enchanting land. In the midst of the tumultuous Fourth War, Thrall, the esteemed former war chief of the Horde, had sought solace in the sacred land alongside his beloved Agra and their cherished children. Meanwhile, the war on Azeroth raged on, and Varrock Sourfang, a seasoned orc warrior, embarked on a perilous journey to Nagrand. His mission, to implore Thrall to return to Azeroth and aid in the restoration of order within the Horde. As fate would have it, Varrock's path intertwined with that of two cunning Forsaken assassins who were hot on his trail. With unwavering determination, Varrock tracked them to Thrall's newfound sanctuary near the majestic Ashugun. In a heart-stirring reunion, Thrall and Varrock discussed the dire state of the Horde, their words filled with a sense of urgency and purpose. However, the reunion was abruptly interrupted by the treacherous Forsaken assailants who launched a surprise attack. Yet the indomitable spirit of the orcs prevailed, and they emerged victorious against their would-be captors. In the wake of this harrowing encounter, Thrall's resolve was strengthened, and he made the resolute decision to return to Azeroth, ready to lend his strength and wisdom in the pursuit of restoring harmony within the Horde. This captivating tale of loyalty, resilience, and unyielding bonds of friendship serves as a testament to the endearing spirit of the Horde, and the unwavering determination of its noble champions.
You and I, we don't get to hide.
Now I know I've glossed over some key locations, but I wanted to go into more detail on those, but also some others you will explore on the map. So let's get started with Ashugun. When Velen and his loyal followers sought to escape the clutches of their corrupted brethren on Argus, a divine being known as Kure descended upon the highest peak of the land. With the majestic Genedar as their vessel, they embarked on a perilous journey to find salvation. But fate had other plans, for the Genedar was split into two separate ships, with the most valiant warriors of the Draenei boarding the Zenidar, alongside the noble Naru Zira. Thus the legendary Army of the Light was born. Meanwhile, the remaining Draenei traversed countless worlds aboard the Genedar, their destiny yet to be revealed. Tragedy struck when the Genedar crashed upon the untamed lands of Draenor. The injured Kara, a Naru of immense power, succumbed to the Void's influence, plunging into a state of darkness. In a desperate bid to save their people, Velen and his brethren were forced to confront the raging battle between light and void within the vessel. With unwavering resolve, Velen shielded his comrades and banished Kara from their midst, but not without paying a heavy price. His strength waned and his visions of the future became clouded. Cast out from the Genedar, Kara became known as the Dark Star, a haunting presence in the eyes of the orcs dwelling in Shadowmoon Valley. Dor, another Naru aboard the ship, met a similar fate. His remains laid to rest in the crypts of Auchindoun. Over time, Dor slowly regenerated, drawing the spirits of the deceased to the sacred grounds. Meanwhile, Kure remained trapped within Ashugun, a towering mountain that held the souls of countless orc ancestors. Weakened by the crash, Kure's holy energies waned, allowing the void to consume the spirits drawn to its vortex. Unbeknownst to the shaman who communed with their ancestors, it was the blessed water they offered that sustained Kure, granting him respite from his impending demise. In the sacred valley at the foot of Ashugun, the Kasharg festivals were held, a time of reverence and celebration for the orcs. Fights were forbidden in this hallowed ground, as the spirits of the ancestors watched over their descendants. Within Ashugun, shamans would seek guidance from their honored ancestors, unaware that their dreams and visions were facilitated by the fading power of Kure. In the midst of the turmoil, the Draenei recognized the orcish reverence for Ashugun. And chose to retreat from the sacred mountain, despite their unbelief in its holiness. However, as the genocide of the Draenei began, Velen sought to explain the true purpose of Ashugun to the Frostwolves. The revelation angered Durotan, the chieftain, and his chief shaman Drekthar, who sought his blasphemy against their beloved dead and their spirits. As the war raged on, the elemental spirits turned their backs on the emerging horde, rejecting their actions. When Ner'zhul, the orcish leader, sought guidance from his ancestral spirits at Ashugun, he was confronted by Rolkan, who revealed that she had been impersonated and that he had been manipulated into waging war against the Draenei. Overwhelmed with guilt, Ner'zhul realized that he could never redeem himself in the eyes of his ancestors. The sacred grounds of the Kasharg festival were later desecrated by Gul'dan, who used the location to showcase the power of his new warlocks. Demons were summoned, and Draenei prisoners were executed on the once peaceful and revered soil. Durotan was disgusted by the lack of concern shown by his fellow orcs towards this violation. To ensure that the orcs would never return to Ashugun, Kil'jaeden and Gul'dan erected a barrier around the mountain, cutting off contact between the ancestral spirits and Kure. Blackhand, the war chief, even forbade the orcs from setting foot onto the mountain, ensuring that the deception would remain hidden. Demons were stationed as guards, further securing Ashugun from any potential visitors. As the invasion raged on, Ashugun, the sacred mountain, fell into the control of the nefarious Shadow Council. These agents of darkness, led by the sinister Kilsaro Fortress, unleashed terror fiends and warlocks upon the mountain, tormenting the spirits of orc ancestors and draining the holy Naru Kure at its core. But the forces of evil were not the only ones drawn to this ancient place of power. The Burning Legion, in their insidious quest for dominance, sought to harness the vortex of Ashugun to summon hordes of void spawn. Their sinister plan was thwarted by a brave adventurer who, with the guidance of the benevolent Adal, put an end to the Legion's vile machinations. Meanwhile, the enigmatic Consortium, a group of ethereal traders and smugglers, had their own designs on Ashigun. They planned to harvest its resources for their own gain. However, their leader, Nexus Prince Haramad, received word of political situations in the nearby Netherstorm, causing the Consortium to halt their operation. It seemed that even these cunning traders did not wish to incur the wrath of the Naru. And so the fate of Ashigun hung in the balance, caught between the machinations of dark forces and the delicate balance of power in Outland. Only time would tell what destiny awaited the sacred mountain and the secrets it held within its ancient depths. Now we move on to Garadar, a village born out of necessity due to a devastating plague known as Redpox. This village, built around a decade before the First War, was a haven for the victims, carefully quarantined to prevent the spread of the disease. Among the afflicted was Garad, the chieftain of the Frostwolf clan, who selflessly took charge of his fellow victims, sending his son Durotan back to their homeland to protect their people. In a tragic turn of events, Garad succumbed to the Redpox, but not before earning the eternal respect of those he led. In honor of his leadership and sacrifice, the village was named Garadar. Isolated from the fell energies that would later turn the skin of most orcs green, the orcs of Garadar became known as the Maghar, the Uncorrupted. Leading the military faction of Garadar is Garrosh Hellscream, son of the legendary Grommash Hellscream, with Joran Deadeye, son of Kilrog Deadeye, by his side. The spiritual guidance of the Maghar is provided by the Great Mother Gaia, Durotan's mother and Thrall's grandmother, who resides in the hospice that serves as the village's inn. With the reopening of the Dark Portal, the Horde, along with Captain Krogan and a band of adventurers, came to aid Garadar. But the story does not end there. Thrall himself, accompanied by his trusted advisor Drekthar and a battalion of his Korkron honor guards, made a visit to Garadar. And as the cataclysm of Azeroth loomed on the horizon, Thrall found solace and strength in the embrace of this resilient village. Welcome to Tellar. The town boasts breathtaking scenery with mesmerizing waterfalls and enchanting floating landmasses that pique curiosity about the area's history. Within Tellar, a harmonious existence between Draenei and Broken can be witnessed, as they live and work together. Notably, Tellar stands as one of the few remaining examples of undamaged Draenei architecture in all of Draenor. So take your time to explore and immerse yourself in the splendid beauty that Nagrand has to offer. In the southeastern part of Nagrand, near the border with Terrokar Forest, lies a formidable fortress. This fortress is home to the Kilsarrow clan, a group known for their heinous acts such as murder, ritual sacrifice, and even consorting with the Legion. Giselda the Crone and her followers are infamous for their involvement in kidnapping and burglary as well. The Maghar and Kirinai have a strong desire for their demise, for obvious reasons. However, there is another reason for their animosity. Within Ashigun, the Kilsarrow clan performs dark rituals, torturing ancestral spirits and draining the energy of Kure with the aid of demons. Their goal is to harness this energy to bolster their own forces with void spawns, but with the assistance of Lantresor of the Blade, the Horde and the Alliance join forces to initiate an open war against them and the Warmaul clan. This fortress is a heavily fortified area, with sturdy wooden walls protecting the stronghold, a grand hall, a kennel, and numerous watchtowers. It is worth noting that this stronghold was named after the infamous demon lord of the Burning Legion, Kil'jaeden. Deep within Nagrand lies a Twilight Ridge, a place of great significance and hidden secrets. It is here that Magtheridon, a powerful demonic pit lord, once used dimensional gateways to bring forth hordes of demons from the twisting nether. These malevolent creatures threatened to consume the land, but Illidan's Stormrage intervened and sealed the gateways, putting an end to the demonic onslaught. Though the gateways are now dormant, a lingering presence remains. The Twilight Ridge, once a majestic palace city known as Highmaul, now harbors a camp of Death Shadow cultists. Led by the Eridar Rethedrin the Subduer, these cultists seek to reopen the gateway and unleash the Burning Legion once more. With dark magic and sinister intentions, they channel their energies into the portal's frame, hoping to breach the barriers that separate dimensions. As if the threat of the cultists wasn't enough, 4 towering statues stand sentinel nearby. These statues, identical to those guarding the dark portal, exude an air of mystery and foreboding. Cloaked in robes and wielding swords, their purpose and origin remain shrouded in uncertainty. Now we move on to the 2 forge camps. There isn't really any specific lore for these 2 forge camps. However, there is a quest line that starts with a quest called He Called Himself Outreus. The Alliance picks it up from Huntress Kima, while the Horde picks it up from Matron Celestine. Through the questline, you do various tasks for Outreus, like killing Zeleth in Zangarmarsh and killing various demons to prove you're not working with Illidan. and various other tasks to help bring down these two camps. Once a thriving Maghar town in northern Nagrand, it now lies in ruins, overrun and claimed by the Warmaul ogres. Broken buildings and debris litter the area, a haunting reminder of the destruction that has taken place. Within these ruins, the reavers and shamans of the Warmaul clan have made their home, constructing an ogre mound amidst the crumbling structures. It is here that horde adventurers, driven by a desire for vengeance, are tasked by Warden Bulrock of Geradar to collect obsidian war beads, a symbol of retribution against the destruction of the Maghar town. For those of the Alliance, Warden Moibif Jill of Talar requests the same, urging them to gather the beads from the Warmault and deliver them to him. But amidst the ruins, there is a place of great significance, the Ring of Blood. It is here that adventurers are tested, their bravery, skill, and strength put to the ultimate test through a series of challenging fights within the ring. As the story unfolds in Warlords of Draenor, it is revealed that these ruins were once an ogre holding, affiliated with the mighty Gorian Empire, long before the formation of the Horde. Once a thriving village known as Halvalor, located in the southeastern corner of Nagrand, northeast of Kilsara Fortress, the ruins have fallen under control of the Bladefest clan of ogres, led by the formidable Lantresor of the Blade. As you explore the area, you will witness the remnants of the once proud village, now reduced to crumbling structures and broken dreams. The ogres have made their presence known, constructing an imposing ogre mound above the ruins, a constant reminder of their dominance. But amidst the chaos and destruction, a story of resilience and determination emerges. Lantresor of the Blade, a member of the Boulderfist clan, has risen to power and taken control of the ruins. His presence looms large, as he leads his ogre brethren with an iron fist. The Burning Blade ruins hold a history that is both tragic and captivating, a tale of a once thriving village torn apart by conflict and now inhabited by a new force. As our journey through Nagrand comes to a close, we are left in awe of the ancient history and untold wonders that this land holds. From the towering crystal formation of Ashugun, a sacred site for the Orcish ancestors, to the resilient village of Geradar, where the uncorrupted Maghar orcs stand as a beacon of hope and unity. As we delve into the depths of Nagrand, uncovering its secrets and forging our own destiny, we are reminded of the beauty and turmoil that coexist in this enchanting realm. Picture, if you will, a breathtaking landscape that was once the combined territories of Gorgrond and Frostfire Ridge. These two majestic regions merged together when Draenor, the very world they called home, shattered into countless pieces. But let us rewind to a time before this cataclysmic event, when Frostfire Ridge stood proud and mighty. Its landscape was adorned with iconic stone spikes, each one a testament to the raw beauty of the land. Among these natural wonders, a peak named Blade's Edge Mountain reached towards the heavens, its grandeur unmatched. It was here, in this awe-inspiring setting, that the ogres made their ancestral home, originating as a weaker subspecies of the Gron, Draenor's last remaining giants. The ogres were a formidable race, yet despite their strength, they were ruled over by the Gron with an iron fist. Little love was shown to these children of the Gron, as they were kept under strict control. Meanwhile, Frostfire Ridge was also home to the Thunderlord clan, a fierce group of orcs who thrived in this harsh environment. But what truly added an air of mystery and intrigue to the region was the presence of a mysterious Arakoan civilization known as Apexis, which at some point both regions were inhabited by. Their ancient secrets and enigmatic ways fascinated all who encountered them. Even to this day, remnants of the Grishna, Lashen, Ruanuk, and Veknir, Arakoa, can still be found in the Blade's Edge Mountains. These ancient beings, guardians of their civilization's past, keep their secrets alive, waiting for those brave enough to uncover them. In a world filled with turmoil and conflict, two races stood at odds with each other, the orcs and the ogres. Both powerful and formidable in their own right, shared a tumultuous past that spanned across the ages. While the exact nature of their connection is a subject of debate, one thing is certain: their history is filled with bloodshed and animosity. Long before the orcs were corrupted by the malevolent influence of the Burning Legion, they were already enemies of the ogres. The orcs, driven by a relentless thirst for power and conquest, ruthlessly invaded ogre territory. They enslaved and killed the ogres as they advanced, their actions fueled by the demonic corruption that had taken hold of their souls. This brutal war, marked by an unimaginable cruelty, lasted for what seemed like an eternity. In the end, the ogres were left broken and defeated. Many were forced into exile, while others were enslaved for dark and twisted experiments. It was during this time that the Horde, under the guidance of the cunning warlock Gul'dan, recognized the untapped potential of the ogres. They sought to harness their immense strength in their war against the Draenei, a noble and peaceful race. Through Gul'dan's dark experiments, the ogre mages were born. These powerful beings possessed a unique blend of raw strength and arcane energy, making them formidable adversaries on the battlefield. Some ogre clans, seeking refuge from the relentless onslaught of the orcs, passed through the Dark Portal to the Eastern Kingdoms before the First War. However, their relationship with the humans was far from harmonious, as tensions ran high between the two races. To this day, the scars of the past still linger. Most ogres harbor a deep-seated hatred for orcs, their memories of the wars they fought against each other etched into their very souls. However, it is important to note that there were instances of ogres and orcs forming unlikely alliances. Some ogres, oppressed by the Nagrand, the mighty rulers of their kind, joined forces with Blackhand and his horde to rebel against their oppressors. The alliance provided the ogres with much needed sustenance and weapons, while the orcs gained powerful allies in their quest for dominance. During the orcs' descent into demonic frenzy, as they ravaged Draenor and left a trail of destruction in their wake, the ogres were perhaps the only race they considered true allies. The ogres, with their immense size and brute strength, served as walking siege engines for the orcs as they pillaged and conquered. Together, they formed an unstoppable force, leaving nothing but devastation in their path. In the midst of this chaos, there were even instances of interbreeding between ogres and orcs. The offspring of these unions, known as Mucknathal, possessed a unique blend of intelligence and savagery. They were revered by shamanistic orcs as noble creatures of the land, embodying the best qualities of both races. One of the most renowned Mucknathal, Rexar, willingly joined the ranks of the Old Horde, becoming a legendary figure in their history. Even today, in a small village nestled in the Blade's Edge Mountains, you can still find other Mucknathal, a testament to the enduring legacy of their mixed heritage. And so, the tale of the orcs and the ogres, filled with strife and conflict, continues to unfold. Their shared history is a reminder of the complexities of alliances and the enduring power of hatred. After the First War, the ogres were brought through the Dark Portal to serve as enforcers and soldiers for the Horde. However, these powerful beings eventually broke free and went their separate ways, establishing their own clans in both the Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor. Some of these clans even joined forces with the new Horde. But the ogre story doesn't end there. Enter Deathwing, the fearsome dragon who discovered the existence of the Dark Portal and the world beyond it. With no dragons in Draenor, Deathwing saw an opportunity to assert his dominance. He made a pact with Terran Gorefiend, offering the Horde the aid of his black dragons in exchange for safe passage to Draenor. The orcs, now riding upon the backs of black dragons, embarked on a mission to retrieve 4 artifacts for Ner'zhul, their leader. Deathwing hid his eggs all over Draenor, but his presence was met with hostility from Gruul, the Nagrand and ogre leader. Gruul and his forces attacked the dragons and their eggs, provoking Deathwing's wrath. In the midst of this chaos, the Alliance expedition seeking the skull of Gul'dan crossed paths with Deathwing. A fierce battle ensued, resulting in Deathwing's defeat and retreat back to Azeroth. Meanwhile, the Bladespire clan and Gruul's forces continued their assault on the dragons, impaling them on jagged spires. Gruul earned the infamous title of the Dragon Killer. The remaining eggs, affected by the Nether energies, hatched into the Netherwing Dragonflight. The Alliance expedition, on their quest to retrieve the Book of Medivh, encountered Mogor and his Laughing Skull clan. In a shocking turn of events, the clan cunningly swiped the book from Ner'zhul, simultaneously betraying their former leader. To make matters even more intriguing, Mogor, the clan's chieftain, possessed the ability to command a group of fearsome Death Knights. It is believed that his power stemmed from his possession of the stolen book. The Book of Medivh held crucial knowledge that Ner'zhul needed to unlock numerous portals throughout Draenor. Determined to regain control and eliminate Mogor, Ner'zhul dispatched his forces to eliminate the chieftain and subdue the Death Knights. However, fate had other plans in store. Instead of achieving their objective, Ner'zhul's forces were met with defeat as the Death Knights were obliterated, and Mogor managed to slip away. Mogor made a truce with the Alliance expedition, offering them the book in exchange for dominance in the Blade's Edge Mountains. With the combined forces of Khadgar, Illyria, Turalyon, and their warriors, the Laughing Skull clan and the Alliance expedition defeated the Bone Chewer clan and attacked the Thunderlord clan. They gained control of the region and secured the passes across Blade's Edge Mountains. Eventually, Khadgar used the book and the Skull of Gul'dan to close the Dark Portal, just before Draenor's destruction caused Frostfire Ridge to crash into Gorgrond, forming the modern-day Blade's Edge Mountains. In Blade's Edge Mountains, a fierce battle raged between the ogres. Divided into the Bladespire clan and the Bloodmaw clan, these powerful beings fought relentlessly for control. As fate would have it, the player found themselves aligned with the Bloodmaw, aiding the wise Mog Dorg through a series of quests. These quests would eventually lead the player to the enigmatic Ogrela, a group of ogres who had gained intelligence through the influence of Apexis crystals. It was a remarkable transformation, perhaps a revival of the once intelligent ogres of Draenor. Amidst this turmoil, Deathwing's lieutenant Sibelian took on the guise of Baron Sablemane, a human, alongside Rexar, who had returned to the Blade's Edge Mountains to protect the remaining Muckthal, and Mog Dorg the Wizened. Sibelian offered quests to vanquish Gruul's sons. This courageous act ultimately broke the Grond's control over the ogre clans, freeing them from their oppressive rule. Gruul himself stood as a formidable raid boss, a testament to the power that once held sway over the land. But the struggles did not end there. A group known as the Worm Cult emerged, comprised of humans, orcs, Broken, and Draenei who worshipped the remaining black dragons. Led by the fearsome Maxinar the Ashmaw, a Draconoid, they posed a new threat to the Blade's Edge Mountains. The player, aligned with the Cenarian expedition settled in Evergrove, embarked on a quest to eliminate this hostile force, ensuring the safety of the land. Yet even as these battles raged on, the Burning Legion loomed large, a constant threat to the fragile peace. Illidan Stormrage, Kael'thas Sunstrider, and Lady Vash had seized the Black Temple, shutting down Magtheridon's dimensional gateways. It is revealed that one of these gateways resided in the Blade's Edge Mountains, and the Burning Legion sought to reactivate it. Baelmon the Houndmaster, a servant of the Legion, used this gateway to summon Wrathhound reinforcements. The player, ever vigilant, aided the Cenarian expedition in putting an end to this demonic threat. In the far north, at Bashir Landing, a group of ethereals engaged in illicit activities, smuggling mana cells for the Blood Elves under Kael'thas' rule. These ethereals operated from the Blood Elf-controlled dimensional ship Mechanar. The mana cells were then delivered to the Magister's Terrace, where Kael'thas planned to harness their power to summon his new master Kil'jaeden in the Sunwell. As for Mogor, he had moved on from the Blade's Edge Mountains, leading a group of Wormall ogres at the Laughing Skull Ruins in Nagrand. The player faced Mogor as the final boss in the Ring of Blood, putting an end to his reign. The fate of the Laughing Skull clan remained unknown, their legacy shrouded in mystery. After years dwelling in the Blade's Edge Mountains, the Black Dragons, under the leadership of Sibelian, made their triumphant return to Azeroth. According to Asoria, they harnessed the very essence of the land, shaping the towering peaks to their desires. The power and mastery displayed by these majestic creatures is truly awe-inspiring. Now within Gruul's lair, you have Gruul himself, and then you have High King Mulgar. As mentioned before, Gruul is seen as a deity to the ogres and they worship him as such. But we haven't mentioned High King Mulgar. Mulgar was born to the Bloodspire clan, which was once seen as the weaker ogre clans, lacking the numbers of the Blood Maul or the physical strength of the Boulder Fist. But that changed with Mulgar's birth. He was stronger and hardier than any other ogre of his age, and his combat abilities grew swiftly, which got the attention of the previous king. The king demanded a demonstration of his abilities, and Mulgar was more than happy to grant it, snapping the king's neck where he stood. This action drew the attention of the mighty Gruul himself. Fanatically loyal to the Grond, Mulgar now serves as Gruul's right hand and the guardian of Gruul's lair. He only surrounds himself with the most powerful in his clan and leads these elite few into battle. With the elite ogres by his side on top of his already impressive skills, Mulgar has become the most dangerous ogre in all of Outland. So really quickly, I did want to touch on something that was confusing while I was looking into this. In the beginning, when it's mentioning Blade's Edge Mountain and mountains, before Blade's Edge Mountains even becomes a thing, in the wiki they're referring to it as mountains, even though there's nothing on the map that says Blade's Edge Mountains in either Gorgrond or Frostfire Ridge. I'm not sure if it's just that one giant mountain in the middle that's Blade's Edge Mountain, and they just kind of added mountains as the smaller ones around it, or what, but that's what the wiki said, that's what I went with. If you know, let me know in the comments. If I missed anything or you want more clarification on some stuff, let me know in the comments and I can see what I can do, whether it be making a separate video or just responding in the comments. Either way, there's quite a few things I did want to come back to and make its own video, like Apexis, the Beyond the Dark Portal storyline, what happened there. There's a lot that kind of happened that this is just kind of getting snippets of, and yeah, I'm hoping that it wasn't too hard to follow. So there's plenty of other videos I definitely want to do, whether it's talking about the various clans of the orcs, the ogres, everything, the main characters. Farallon was once a beautiful and vibrant land, surrounded by the devouring sea and home to the primals. Over time, the area became a barren wasteland locked in a constant magical storm, known as the Netherstorm. But how did it come to be as it is today? Let's find out. In a clash of titanic proportions, the Colossals, a species of giant that is now extinct, clashed with Spormound Batan, resulting in its untimely demise. Yet from the remnants of its colossal body, a breathtaking landscape emerged, a region that would come to be known as Farallon. This newfound land pulsated with vibrant energy, a testament to the life force that once coursed through the veins of the fallen Spormound. Farallon, in all its splendor, became a sanctuary to the Primals, which are a group of various plant-like beings inhabiting Draenor. Within its borders, they found solace and strength, establishing a stronghold that they hoped would stand the test of time. But the Primals were not the only inhabitants of this land. Among the towering peaks and lush valleys of Farallon, giants roamed freely. Their presence added an air of mystique to the already captivating landscape. And as if that wasn't enough, evidence suggests that Farallon breakers, which are a group of various species who intend to just desolate the landscape, may have also called this land their home. When the sundering of Draenor happened, it forever altered the very fabric of this once majestic land. Its coastline, once kissed by the gentle waves of the devouring sea, was forever changed, leaving behind only remnants of its former glory. This was not only a vibrant region, but also the home of a magnificent Draenei city bearing the same name. The city stood tall and proud, a testament to the Draenei's ingenuity and resilience. However, with the destruction of Shatroth City and the defeat of the Draenei, the Horde, led by the fearsome Kilrog Deadeye and his Bleeding Hollow clan, set their sights on Farallon and Draenor's other inhabitants. This land, now serving as the last stronghold of the Primals, became a battleground for power and survival. Its isolated location shielded it from the corrupting influence of fell magic, making it a rare sanctuary in the war-torn world of Draenor. Undeterred by the vast ocean that separated them from Farallon, the Orc Warlocks, aided by skilled ogre shipwrights, embarked on a treacherous journey. The goal was to harness the life force of the Primals, draining their power to fuel their destructive ambitions. As the Orc army set foot on the island, they unleashed chaos upon its dense forests, setting them ablaze while mercilessly slaughtering every Botani and Genesaur they encountered. In the midst of this turmoil, a glimmer of hope emerged. The Kirin Tor members of the Alliance expedition, seeking refuge and a chance to regroup, found solace in Farallon. They established Kirin Var Village, a beacon of resilience amidst the chaos. Yet fate wasn't done with Farallon. As Ner'zhul's portals tore through the fabric of Draenor, transforming it into the shattered realm known as Outland, Farallon underwent a profound metamorphosis. It became the Netherstorm, and its chaotic magic seeped into the very essence of Outland. After that initial event with Ner'zhul opening various portals and fracturing Draenor, Farallon is broken, but not to the state that we find it in Burning Crusade. That came later. Currently, it looked closer to Westfall with its fields, or in my head, it looks like Nagrand with land masses floating around and such. Years later, before the Netherstorm came to what it is today, the Naru, Adal, Muru, and Oros arrived in Netherstorm aboard Tempest Keep in order to aid the people of Outland. But when the Blood Elves led by Kael'thas Sunstrider arrived, they seized control of Tempest Keep, utilizing its powerful machinery to tap into the storm's magic. This further destabilized the already fragile land, turning Netherstorm into a twisted wasteland. The Blood Elves seized control of Tempest Keep and embarked on a mission to harness the raw power of the twisting Nether. They dismantled sections of the fortress and constructed 5 massive mana forges throughout Netherstorm. These mana forges served as conduits, drawing mana directly from the twisting Nether and storing it in specialized mana cells. The more energy they received from their machines, the more unstable the region would become, turning Netherstorm into the barren wasteland we know today. As time went on, the mana forges weakened the fabric of reality in the Netherstorm, which attracted the attention of the Ethereals, who were wanting to ply their trade or pursue their war against the Void. But thanks to the brave adventurers, aka the player characters, who rose to the challenge, thwarting the Blood Elves' plan and preventing the complete destruction of Outland, Their heroic efforts saved the realm from utter devastation. Yet the Netherstorm remained a place of intrigue and danger. Goblins, known for their insatiable curiosity, conducted research and experiments in this unique environment, leaving their mark on the landscape with their peculiar architecture. Area 52, a major goblin base, stood proudly on the southwestern island, while Cosmo Wrench, a smaller outpost, held its ground to the east. Amidst this chaotic landscape, two factions of Ethereals, the Consortium and the Protectorate, made their presence known. The Stormspire and the Protectorate watchposts served as their respective bases, their magical domes dominating the horizon. With these domes, the Ethereals worked tirelessly to create an environment that catered to their flesh-based clients. But even the Burning Legion couldn't resist the allure of the Netherstorm. They established their own bases, Forge Base Oblivion and Forge Base Gehenna, and laid claim to the ruins of Arklon and Farallon. Their presence loomed ominously, a constant reminder of the ever-present threat they posed. Now we head over to the dungeons and the raid. We travel first to the Mechanar. This incredible structure has been hand-picked by Kael'thas Sunstrider to serve as a factory, churning out vast amounts of power. At the heart of this operation is Mechanoloord Capacitus, a master of technology who utilizes the advanced Naru technology found within Tempest Keep to create this immense power. Inside the satellite, the power is stored in mana cells, which form towering walls and heaps. These mana cells are closely guarded and handled by Blood Elves under the command of Pathaleon the Calculator, Kael'thas' prime deviser. But they are not alone in their endeavors. Kael'thas has forged an alliance with the Burning Legion, and demons loyal to the Legion stand alongside the Blood Elves, ensuring the security of this precious resource. The mana cells, smuggled by Ethereals, are transported to the Sunwell, where Kael'thas plans to harness their power for the summoning of the malevolent Kil'jaeden. Some of these mana cells can be also found at the Ethereal camp Bashir Landing in Blade's Edge Mountains, while others are seen in Magister's Terrace, located in close proximity to the Sunwell. Of all the parts of Tempest Keep, the Mechanar is the most firmly under the control of Kael'thas and his Blood Elves, while the Botanica and the Architraz face their own challenges. The Mechanar stands strong, ready to fulfill its dark purpose. Next up is the Botanica. Once a sanctuary for the Naru to study the unique wildlife of Outland. When Kael'thas and his Blood Elves seized control of Tempest Keep, they went straight to work to figure out how to unlock the power hidden within the native plant life of Outland, and reveal what secrets the Narus are hiding. Behind the fortified walls of the Botanica, Blood Elf researchers conduct experiments that push the boundaries of what is known about living things. They harness the incredible capabilities of Naru technology to manipulate and create new life forms, all in their quest for greater power and mastery. Within the Botanica, one can find red crystals reminiscent of those found on Bloodmist Isle, suggesting that the Blood Elves are exploring ways to harness their radiant energies. They've also managed to enhance the growth of Thalassian trees, brought from their homeland, and are delving into the secrets of Alumba trees and the fungi of Zangarmarsh. The Architraz served as a prison for the most dangerous beings the Shatar came across, but eventually the old god servant Harbinger Skris corrupted Warden Melikar and made him release many of his prisoners, which you see happening when you go and see if you can help get the Architraz under control. Now finally, we arrive at Tempest Keep. The enigmatic Naru constructed the mighty Tempest Keep. This incredible structure possessed the ability to teleport through alternate dimensions, allowing its inhabitants to traverse vast distances in an instant. As the invasion of Outland loomed, two heroes, Khadgar and Velen, reached out to the Naru for aid against the encroaching darkness. The Army of the Light, engaged in ceaseless battles with the Legion, could not spare soldiers to protect Outland. However, three brave Naru, Adal, Muru, and Oros, volunteered to assist the besieged people of Outland and arrived with Tempest Keep. Outland became the strategic focus for the Naru, but their plans were swiftly disrupted when Prince Kael'thas and his Blood Elves launched a daring raid on the Dimensional Fortress, seizing control of its satellite structures. With an unknown purpose driving him, Kael'thas harnessed the otherworldly technologies of Tempest Keep to manipulate the chaotic energies of the Netherstorm itself. The very essence of the keep was harvested to create the powerful mana forges. Despite Kael'thas' tight grip on Tempest Keep, a group of Draenei managed to hijack one of its satellite structures, the Exodar. Led by Velen, these Draenei sought allies in their fight against the Legion's nihilistic crusade. The Exodar, damaged during their escape, eventually crash-landed on the world of Azeroth, forever altering the course of history. Now, a couple little things while I was actually researching this. One was the different name of the seas that was surrounding Farallon at the time. Now, in the Draenor that we visit, it's the Barrier Sea. But since that's an alternate version, according to the wiki, the Devouring Sea is actually the sea that surrounded Farallon in the original timeline, which is what I'm trying to go off of. On top of that, there's a couple of things in the wiki that I didn't totally understand. It didn't meld with what I knew of the lore, but maybe I just remembered it different. Now, at one point it says that Shatroth was destroyed. I know it was beat up very badly, but I don't know if I'd call it destroyed. Taken over? So I think the orcs took that over after the fight, if I remember correctly, which it's been a little bit. Even since my Talador video, my brain doesn't have the best at remembering all the little details, but I don't know if I'd call it destroyed. However, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe I remember it differently. And on top of that, I do plan on going into a full character background for a lot of them, for pretty much all of the main characters, like Velen, Kael'thas, even Lady Vash, obviously Illidan, and a bunch of others. So I'm not really going into deep detail about a lot of them, due to the fact that I want to do that in their own thing, because especially characters like Kael'thas, Illidan, Varian, they've been around for a while, so their videos, there's a lot to go over. Let's just say that, there's a lot to go over. And one more thing. It says that with an unknown purpose driving him, Kael'thas harnessed the otherworldly technologies of Tempest Keep. I feel like the purpose was pretty known to him. And again, this was from the wiki, so I'm not sure if I'm just missing something, because he sided with the Legion to try to help his people. I think it was a mana addiction. It was some addiction that they were desperately trying to find a cure for. And originally Illidan said, hey, I can totally help you with this, it's gonna be great. But then Illidan never came through for that. And so Kael'thas ditched him and went on his own and eventually joined up with the Legion. That's the very brief, very cliff notes that I remember. Again, I could be wrong on how that all happened, but I don't think it was an unknown purpose, unless again I'm missing something, which is very possible. And again, if you know why it said that, or if maybe again I'm just remembering it differently, let me know, because I am curious. I always like to know these things. It's great to know more about the lore. Shadowmoon Valley was a picturesque moor bathed in the eternal darkness of Draenor's twin moons. The ethereal glow cast by the moons bestowed a soothing bluish tint upon the entire region, reflected in the vibrant flora that thrived there. Centuries before the First War, the orcs migrated from Gorgrond and settled in this area, forming the Shadowmoon clan and embracing the valley as their home. Here, they delved into the mysteries of the cosmos, charting the stars and honing their shamanistic and runic magic. However, the tranquility of Shadowmoon Valley was shattered when the Draenei crash-landed on Draenor, and within their ship was carrying the injured Naru known as Kara. In its final moments, Kara urged the Draenei to release it from the vessel, thus becoming the Dark Star, a source of shadowy power feared by the orcs. The ancient chieftain of the Shadowmoon clan, recognizing the dangers of the Void, outlawed its influence after the discovery of the Dark Star. The Draenei, on the other hand, established their sacred temple of Karabor on the valley's coast, making Shadowmoon Valley the spiritual heart of their society. With the arrival of the Burning Legion and the corruption of Gul'dan and Ner'zhul changed everything. The orcs, under demonic influence, turned aggressive and mercilessly attacked the Draenei settlements, including Shadowmoon Valley. With the aid of void and fell magic, the united orcish horde ravaged Draenor, and Gul'dan raised a fell-tainted volcano in the heart of the valley known as the Hand of Gul'dan, severing the orcs' connection to the elements. The horde then set their sights on the Temple of Karabor, where the Shadow Council summoned the Dark Naru Kara, unleashing a devastating column of void energy that warped the temple structure and claimed countless lives. In the aftermath, the horde easily dispatched the remaining Draenei, and the site was transformed into the Black Temple, serving as the stronghold of the Shadow Council. The once lush valley succumbed to the influence of the Fel, its landscape blackened and obscured by perpetual haze by black and green smoke. Rivers of green lava and tainted water now mar the desolate wasteland that was once Shadowmoon Valley's vibrant beauty. Even after Illidan's death and the return of the temple to the Draenei under Akama, it seems unlikely that Shadowmoon will ever regain its former beauty. It remains a grim reminder of the destructive power of the Burning Legion. However, the valley still holds remnants of the lunar energies that once graced Draenor before its destruction. During the invasion of Draenor, the Shadowmoon clan utilized the Black Temple as their fortified stronghold. After Draenor's cataclysmic destruction and transformation into Outland, the Burning Legion seized control of the temple. It became a crucial base for the Legion's operations in their campaign against Draenor. Following his escape to Outland, Illidan overthrew the ruling Pit Lord Magtheridon and claimed the Black Temple as his own. After his defeat at the hands of Arthas Menethil, Illidan returned to the temple, haunted by his failure and consumed by thoughts of revenge. From within the Black Temple, Illidan tightened his grip on Outland, awaiting any challengers to his rule. The Black Temple faced a siege by the Terrokar forces led by High General Aurelion, but they were ultimately defeated by Valzarak, the conqueror of the Crimson Sigil, and their leader was captured. The Burning Legion also unleashed the Fell Reaver Doomwalker on the temple, further adding to its defenses. In a later assault, the combined forces of the Scryers and Aldor, along with the Illidari rebel Akama and Maiev Shadowsong, launched an attack on the Black Temple. Their goal was to overthrow Illidan and bring an end to his reign of terror. Now, to close off the video, I did want to mention a few areas inside Shadowmoon Valley that I think are good to know. There really wasn't much with deep lore or anything like that, but I grabbed a few that I think people might be interested to know about. So for starters, Wildhammer Stronghold was founded by Kurdrin Wildhammer, who was one of the survivors of the original Alliance expedition. Next up is the Shadowmoon Village. A village emerged as a relatively recent addition to the landscape. This was quite unusual, as the Orcish Shadowmoon clan had always preferred to reside in their ancestral settlements of Shazgol and Anguish Fortress. During the dark times of the Draenei genocide, this area was nothing more than a humble grove adorned with a handful of Shadowmoon pillars. It was 2 years after the conclusion of the Second War when Terran Gorefiend, Gaz Soulripper, and their fellow Death Knights made their grand entrance into the village. Initially, Ner'zhul, the Elder Shaman, was hesitant to receive any visitors, forcing the invaders to eliminate several guards before finally gaining an audience with them. In the days that followed, Terran Gorefiend performed some mysterious act upon the village's inhabitants, forever binding their spirits to this place. When the new horde arrived during their invasion of Outland, they quickly realized the village was haunted and wasted no time in their efforts to eradicate these lingering spirits. Now we move over to the Warden's Cage. This is where Warden Maiev Shadowsong was held prisoner by broken servitors, led by Akama himself, after Maiev fell for a trap set by Illidan. If I remember correctly, in the Illidan novel, Akama and Maiev team up to take down Illidan, but Akama betrays her to Illidan, believing that he will keep to his word and return the Black Temple to Akama and his people. That's a very Cliff Notes version of it, but I could be wrong on that that's the reason that he ends up betraying her to Illidan. But Maiev ended up getting captured and held in the Warden's Cage. Now with that Cliff Notes version, I could be wrong on a couple things. Maybe that's not exactly the reason that he ended up going back on his word to Maiev. But if that is the case, just let me know down below. It'd be appreciated. In the west of Shadowmoon Valley lies Legion Hold. It stands as the primary stronghold of the Burning Legion, ruled by the formidable Deathbringer Jovan, a commanding Minari Eridar. The Hold serves as a hub for the Legion's operations. From this base, Jovan receives his orders from his superior Eridar commander, communicated through a state-of-the-art hologram device. The sprawling complex acts as a colossal factory, churning out an army of Fell Reavers and Infernals, bolstering the Legion's forces in Outlands. Within its walls, one can find a mix of loyal Fell Orcs, Doomguards, Moarg Engineers, Shivara, and a multitude of fearsome Fell Reavers and Infernals. Notably, Legion Hold is also home to the powerful Pit Lords, Makazradon and Morgroron, as well as the enigmatic Shivara Prophetess Kavrlin. It is within these sinister walls that the legendary Fell Reaver, a fearsome creation of unparalleled might, was brought into existence. Now I want to talk about the Hand of Gul'dan. It's quite pivotal to a few things, so let's just talk about it for a little bit. Now the mountain pays homage to Gul'dan, obviously. He played a pivotal role in aiding Medivh in actually opening the Dark Portal, and according to the Earthen Ring, Gul'dan himself raised this volcano by severing the connection between the Orcish people and the elemental spirits of Draenor, using the powerful words of the Cipher of Damnation. These words were employed against Surika, the Fire Lord, resulting in the creation of the volcano. As a result, the Hand of Gul'dan now stands as a dominant feature in the valley's landscape. Interestingly, it is revealed that the volcano had always existed, and the spell that severed the connection to the elements also transformed the volcano into a fel-infused entity. The significant event is repeatedly depicted in a vision of the Altar of Damnation, which can be found near the Fel Pits on the western face of the volcano. In an alternate version of Shadowmoon, Gul'dan also attempted to create a similar volcano, but his plans were thwarted. Now, as you may or may not know, the Draenor that we go and visit in Warlords of Draenor isn't a one-to-one recreation of how Azeroth came to be. So certain things that happened on WoD that we visit didn't happen originally. And so with all that said and done, hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you learned a little something about Shadowmoon and Black Temple and such. I personally enjoyed doing all this, and I look forward to doing many others. Today I want to go over Hellfire Peninsula. Now, I've already done a talk about it. However, I missed quite a few things, so I wanted to hopefully fix most, if not all of those. But with that said, let's get into it. Section 1. Before the First War. This region, originally named Tanaan Jungle, was nestled on the planet Draenor. Bordered by the devouring sea on three sides, it was here that the orcs, driven to madness by the blood curse that morphed them into fel orcs, built Hellfire Citadel. This fortress was a stronghold of Blackhand, the inaugural war chief of the original Horde, and was initially known simply as the Citadel. Just a quick note of what the blood curse is. It is the corruption of the orcs from drinking the blood of a pit lord. Originally it was Manaroth's blood that the orcs drank and became enslaved by the Burning Legion and giving them an unquenchable bloodlust, and causing their skin to turn green from corruption. Later on, Illidan used Magtheridon's blood to do the same to create the Fel Horde, which was led by Kargath Bladefist, which he did as a way to fight the Burning Legion on the shattered world of Outland. The orcs, having forsaken their shamanistic traditions and the elemental spirits, renamed their entire region as Hellfire Peninsula, and the Citadel took on its present name. The Temple of Karabor, later rechristened as the Black Temple, was the gathering spot for Gul'dan's Shadow Council. In contrast, Hellfire Citadel served as a launch pad for the Horde's military might. The final assault on the Draenei and Shatroth and the march along the Path of Glory, which culminated in the orcs' genocide of the Draenei, were both orchestrated from this location. The Path of Glory led to the construction of the Stair of Destiny and the Dark Portal at its end. The activation of this portal was a joint effort by the Shadow Council in Draenor and Medivh, a formidable wizard under the control of Sargeras in Azeroth. The orcs surged through the portal, unleashing the Horde on Azeroth and sparking the First War. This conflict resulted in the orcs seizing control of a significant portion of the Eastern Kingdoms. The orcs who stayed behind in Draenor came to be known as the Horde of Draenor, under the leadership of Ner'zhul. Section 2. Aftermath of the Second War. During the Second War, the Alliance of Lordaeron successfully defeated the orcs and pushed them back to the Dark Portal. Khadgar attempted to destroy the portal, but discovered that although he could shatter the physical structure, the connection between the two worlds remained intact. Despite this setback, the destruction of the portal greatly demoralized the orcs, and many of them were captured and placed in internment camps under the Alliance Internment Act. This marked the end of the Second War. To guard against any potential threats from the Rift, Netherguard Keep was constructed. However, Kilrog Deadeye, one of the orcs who managed to escape capture, played a crucial role in the events that followed. Kilrog returned to Draenor through the reopened Dark Portal, where he informed Ner'zhul, the orcish leader, about the world of Azeroth. Intrigued by the tales, Ner'zhul decided to open multiple portals across Draenor to conquer new worlds. In order to accomplish this, he needed certain magical objects found in Azeroth. He sent Terran Gorefiend, Grom Hellscream, Kargath Bladefist, and Kilrog Deadeye to retrieve these objects, 2 years after the Second War. The Alliance suspected that the orcs were planning another attack on Azeroth and decided to follow them back through the portal to Draenor. They formed the Alliance expedition, led by individuals such as Khadgar, who called themselves the Sons of Lothar, in honor of Anduin Lothar, a hero who had been killed by Orgrim Doomhammer at the end of the Second War. The expedition's goals were to retrieve the magical objects and defeat the orcs on their own turf, putting an end to their threat once and for all. In Hellfire Peninsula, before it became Outland, The Alliance expedition clashed with the combined forces of the Horde of Draenor and the orcs who had escaped back to Draenor. The expedition established the Expedition Armory and later Honorhold, which came under siege for several months before successfully launching an attack on Hellfire Citadel. They also targeted the shipyard of Zeth-Kur, and eventually built their own warships to navigate the Devouring Sea. After numerous battles across Draenor, the Orcish clans were eventually defeated and nearly wiped out. However, this did not deter Ner'zhul from carrying out his plan. He activated his multiple portals, causing Draenor to tear apart. Kael'thas Sunstrider suggests that Ner'zhul opened the portals as a means of escape from the Alliance expedition. This cataclysmic event replaced the Devouring Sea with the Twisting Nether. The expedition feared that the Sundering would spread through the Dark Portal and threaten Azeroth. In order to prevent this, they made the difficult decision to close the portal from the Draenor side, even if it meant sacrificing their own lives. Khadgar, utilizing the Skull of Gul'dan and the Book of Medivh, successfully closed the portal while his soldiers fought off the remaining orcs. As a result, Outland, the remnants of Draenor, and Azeroth were severed from each other. What remained of Draenor was a continent floating in the Twisting Nether. The surviving orcs rallied under the leadership of Magtheridon, a powerful pit lord, who established his base at the Black Temple. Meanwhile, Ner'zhul was captured by Kil'jaeden, a powerful demon lord, and transformed into the Lich King. He was imprisoned in Icecrown, where he would go on to create the Scourge, a terrifying force that would plague Azeroth in the future. The fate of the Alliance expedition, now trapped in Outland, remained a mystery for 20 years. Section 3. After the Third War. When Illidan Stormrage arrived in Outland, he discovered that Magtheridon was utilizing the portals opened by Ner'zhul to summon demons from the Twisting Nether. However, Illidan was captured by Maiev Shadowsong and her Watchers. Unfamiliar with the terrain of the Shattered World, Maiev stumbled upon the Alliance refugees of Honorhold and sought their assistance. Unfortunately, before she could reach them, Illidan's allies, Kael'thas Sunstrider and Lady Vash, defeated the Watchers, overpowering the majority of the Night Elves. Maiev and her surviving followers were forced to take refuge in the desolate region of Hellfire, constantly evading Fel Reavers and local predators. Subsequently, Illidan and his followers closed the Legion portals and vanquished Magtheridon, bringing the Fel Orcs under Illidan's control. Kargath Bladefist became one of the orcs who pledged allegiance to him. Magtheridon was imprisoned within Hellfire Citadel, serving as a new source of demon blood for Illidan's orcs to consume, as the previous pit lord providing this resource had been slain during the Third War. The orcs conducted various experiments on the blood, likely in an attempt to enhance their own strength. Section 4. Burning Crusade. After Kazak the Supreme reopened the Dark Portal using a magical artifact, the inhabitants of Azeroth learned about the fate of the Alliance expedition. Honorhold, although aging, still stands with support from Stormwind City and Netherguard Keep. The Expedition Armory, however, lies in ruins and is haunted by the spirits of Alliance soldiers raised by Ner'zhul's Death Knights. Honorhold has become one of the 2 Alliance bases in Hellfire Peninsula, the other being old Draenei ruins inhabited by the Draenei from the Exodar. The Sons of Lothar have had different destinies, with Khadgar befriending Adal and Shatroth, Kurdran Wildhammer leading the Wildhammer stronghold in Shadowmoon Valley before returning to Azeroth, and Danath Trollbane remaining the leader of Honorhold. Illyria Windrunner and Turalyon have disappeared, but their son Eretor can be found at Honorhold. The Horde has established their own base, Thrallmar, to the north, and Falconwatch is a base inhabited by Blood Elves allied with the Horde. Surprisingly, Hellfire Peninsula is still home to the Mag'har, untainted orcs who have managed to elude the Burning Legion. Kilrog Deadeye's son Jorin Deadeye leads the Bleeding Hollow clan among them. Additionally, a small group of Arakoa resides in the Western Crag. The area is filled with demons serving the Burning Legion and Fel Orcs serving Illidan, who has become an enemy of the Burning Legion after failing to destroy the Frozen Throne. Demons continuously march along the path of glory towards the Dark Portal, attempting to invade Azeroth. However, forces from both the Horde and the Alliance successfully repel most of them. Hellfire Peninsula is the second most demon-influenced zone in Outland after Shadowmoon Valley. It is also discovered that Kael'thas Sunstrider and his Blood Elves, after breaking away from Illidan and Lady Vash, have been conducting an experiment at Fallen Sky Ridge. They have planted a massive red crystal there, led by Pathleon the Calculator, with the intention of creating and corrupting Colossi. The player aids the Cenarian expedition in thwarting this experiment. These three major forces, along with the Burning Legion and Illidan's Fel Orcs, are the primary adversaries adventurers face in Hellfire Peninsula. Now we move on to some locations that I find interesting. The first one is Throne of Kil'jaeden. The mountain received its name from the sorcerer Gul'dan. Just before the Dark Portal's unveiling, Gul'dan summoned the Orc clans to the mountain, where they were compelled to drink Manaroth's blood, effectively binding them to the will of the Burning Legion. This mountain also harbors a significant anomaly in the universe's fabric, linking it to Kil'jaeden's den on Argus. Following the reactivation of the Dark Portal by Lord Kha'Zix, he was located at the throne, where he was ultimately defeated by brave explorers. Subsequently, after the assumed downfall of Kael'thas Sunstrider, his Blood Elven troops were guided through a portal from this location to the Isle of Quel'Danas. The most senior members of these troops were privileged to partake in demon blood, transforming into the inaugural Fel Blood Elves. A few stayed at the throne, persistently absorbing demonic energy. Originally I said it was the physical throne of Kil'jaeden, but it was just a gateway to his throne on Argus. Second one is the Dark Portal. The Dark Portal serves as one of the two interdimensional doorways between the realms of Azeroth and Draenor, now known as Outland. The portal on the Azeroth side is situated in the region now recognized as the Blasted Lands, in the southern part of the Eastern Kingdoms, while its twin portal is found on the Stair of Destiny in the Hellfire Peninsula on Outland. Prior to Draenor's obliteration, it was nestled in the eastern part of the Tanaan jungle. The Dark Portal was initially brought into existence through a collaborative effort between Gul'dan and the demon-possessed Medivh. It functioned as the Old Horde's pathway to Azeroth, initiating the First War and paving the way for the eventual invasion of the Burning Legion. It has since served as a bridge between the worlds during the Alliance's invasion of Draenor, the united assault on Outland, and the conflict in the alternate universe Draenor. Despite numerous attempts to destroy it, the portal has proven to be virtually indestructible. The Alliance, under the leadership of Khadgar, managed to demolish the structure, but the portal itself remained intact. The third one is the Pools of Agonar. Once revered as sacred by the Draenei, the pools situated in the northeastern region of Hellfire were tainted by the blood of a pit lord named Agonar. Upon his death, Agonar's remains lingered, visible even today for those who venture there. This corruption transformed the land, attracting demons, and thus the area was renamed as the Pools of Agonar. And last but not least, Hellfire Citadel. Originally known as the Citadel, Hellfire Citadel was constructed as a stronghold of Blackhand, the inaugural war chief of the Horde. It was envisioned as the Horde's new nerve center, a place where a standing army could be housed, trained, and armed on a scale unprecedented in Orcish history. The Horde's clans were subsequently commanded to leave their ancestral territories and assemble at this new site, poised to act on Blackhand's orders. The fortress was initially encircled by other structures, barracks, storage facilities, and a vast training ground teeming with siege weaponry. During its construction, Durotan of the Frostwolves viewed the citadel as sacrilegious and a scourge on the land, a stark contrast to the Orcish way of life, and an affront to both the eyes and the spirit. It was also the place where ogres were incorporated into the Horde's ranks, despite the hesitation of several Orc veterans who had spent their lives battling against them. Following the Orcs' renunciation of the elemental spirits, the surrounding area was dubbed Hellfire Peninsula, and the citadel was henceforth known by its current name. The fortress served as the primary launch pad for the Horde's military forces, while the seized Temple of Kerebor, now the Black Temple, was used for Shadow Council meetings. The final assault against the Draenei Shatroth City was planned and executed from this location. After the Dark Portal was created, the Horde assembled at Hellfire Citadel and marched along the path of glory to what they termed the Stair of Destiny, walking over the bones of the Draenei they used to open the portal to Azeroth. When the Alliance expedition arrived in Draenor, they managed to seize the Citadel, only to discover that Ner'zhul had already relocated to the Black Temple. The Citadel's fate post-Draenor's destruction remained a mystery until recently. It was presumably deserted until Kargath Bladefist, war chief of the Fel Horde, and Illidan Stormrage's Fel Orc minions claimed the Citadel as their operational base. Illidan also utilized the Citadel as a prison for Magtheridon, the former Lord of Outland. It is here that Illidan's Fel Orcs extract the blood of Magtheridon to spawn more Fel Orcs, mirroring the use of Manaroth's blood to taint the original Horde. Within Hellfire Citadel, there are 3 dungeons and 1 raid that play a significant role in the lore of Hellfire Peninsula. The first dungeon is the Ramparts, which serves as the entrance to the Citadel. Players venture into the Ramparts to confront the Fel Orcs and demons that have taken control of the area. The second dungeon is the Blood Furnace. a massive forge where the Burning Legion creates their fellow orcs. Players delve into the Blood Furnace to disrupt the Legion's operations and put an end to their creation of fellow orcs. The dungeon is filled with powerful demons and fellow orcs, making it a challenge and dangerous place to explore. The final dungeon is the Shattered Halls, which is the heart of the Citadel and serves as a base of operations for the fellow orcs. The dungeon is heavily guarded and the players must navigate through traps and powerful enemies to reach the final boss, War Chief Kargath Bladefist. Defeating him is a crucial step in dismantling the Burning Legion's hold on Hellfire Peninsula. Lastly, there is the raid called Magtheridon's Lair, named after Magtheridon, a pit lord, who was once the ruler of Outland. The dungeon tells the story of how Illidan Stormrage, a powerful night elf, imprisoned Magtheridon and took control of his forces. Players must defeat Magtheridon and his minions to free Outland from his grasp. There is one thing I didn't mention that I had originally gotten wrong in my original talk about Hellfire Peninsula. I said that I mentioned that the Eredar were divided into 3 groups, but from my research again, the Anilian aren't part of the Eredar, unless I missed something, which I hope I didn't. But the Anilian are commonly known as pit lords like Manaroth, which is their leader, or Magtheridon. They're as cruel as they are powerful, and revel in the destruction that they cause. So for the Eredar, there's only 2 groups, the Minari and the Draenei. The Minari became corrupted by magic, and the Draenei stayed uncorrupted and escaped Azeroth. And a couple other things that I missed. One is that I was referring to the Horde on Draenor then as the Iron Horde. The problem with that is that the Iron Horde did exist, however it was in the alternate timeline that we visit in Warlords of Draenor. So in the original timeline that actually created Azeroth, there was no Iron Horde, it was just the Horde, or the Old Horde from what I saw in the reading. And one more thing was that I had mentioned the reason for why the Legion didn't like Velen. Now on Argus there was what's called a triumvirate or tribunal consisting of Velen, Archimonde, and Kil'jaeden. Now with that, when Sargeras came to try to tempt them into the Legion, Kil'jaeden and Archimonde accepted. Velen didn't, he was not a big fan of it, and he tried to warn the other 2 of the dangers of it, as well as the other Eredar. So with Kil'jaeden and Archimonde, it's very personal to them to try and kill Velen, because I'm pretty sure they just felt betrayed or they just wanted to convert him, whatever the case may be. It's very personal for them to want to take out Velen, and the rest of the Draenei, I'd assume. But I think I got everything. Hopefully, if I missed anything, let me know down below. And if you made it this far, consider subscribing, all that YouTube stuff. And keep your head up. You're doing great. Keep going. Eventually, things will work out for you.